You, what's going on? What is going on? Let me get this adjusted right. It's bright right now. You know, when that sun going down in the west, this time of year the sky is illuminated. So I gotta put them shades on. But I'm here, like a few minutes late. A couple minutes late, but I've still made it. This is number 10. And the only reason why it's not number 11 is because that last week, Wednesday, it was a snow day, and this is a mobile open mic. So I only do this when I'm on the road. My car is the club when I have these proceedings. So if I'm not in my car on the road during this time, then that means that the open mic is canceled or postponed until the next day. And I do this every day, Monday through Friday, weekdays, because I work Monday through Friday. And as I always say, between about 4:30 and 5:45, I'm on 91, or at least on my way home from work. And I figured, instead of just only being a consumer of content for part of my commute, why not be a creator of content? And that's exactly why I'm doing this. That's exactly why I'm here. And that's exactly why, if you've been so gracious enough with your time to tune in, even if it's for a moment, for the past 2 weeks, you have been seeing me coming down this road, expressing my thoughts, expressing a couple of jokes, interacting with individuals who should so choose, as I said earlier, to graciously give me their time, give me their attention, and interact. So here we are. I try to monologue until I get on the highway. It's a lot harder to do this and pay attention to this with stop and go traffic, but like once I'm actually on a road highway, moving and doing my thing, then I can get into the jokes, you know. How was my weekend? It was dope, man. You know, I had a show. It was a last second request, but I had a show at the River, which is a restaurant in Weathersville, Connecticut, with the craft brew. Damn, I'm saying it wrong, man. But Ryan Brouth runs it, and wound up being it was a real good show. Jay Nog, he's from I think Westchester, New York. He wound up headlining that. It was like 40-something people. It was a good deal. I had 2 gigs that night though. I had a gig in where was it? It begins with a W too, West Haven. But it just worked out that I wasn't really able to get to that gig. They moved me to another date. But it's all good because it was mad love at the spot that I was at in Weathersville. You know what I mean? Customers are real generous, both with the laughter and just their spirit in general. So that was dope. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to doing more work there. I got some things coming up with that. You know, I got a few gigs coming up, man. I don't want to spoil it too much or overly promote. But the main focus right now, March 28th, producing a show at the Elbow Room in West Hartford, Connecticut. It will be headlined by CT's landlord, JT Moore. He's going to be closing that bad boy, and it's going to be featured by Boston's Stacey Kendro. We got a hell of a lot between JT Moore, myself, and Stacey Kendro. That's pretty much all you need. You got a traditional, classic comedy show. It's the Renters Dudes, just a play on words, you know. CT is affectionately nicknamed JT Moore, the landlord, for various reasons, but he's just the landlord of laughter. You know what I'm saying? And you pay your rent by coming through to the show and paying with your laughs, you know, and your money too. You know, it costs money to get in a damn show too. You know what I'm saying? So I think I think the link is rentdocomedy.eventbrite.com. I don't know completely off the top of my head. I will put it in the comments, you know, after this is over, and I'll put it in the description. And when I upload this on YouTube, I'll put it there as well. So if anybody's interested and they're in the West Hartford area, on March 28th, we got a hell of a comedy show, and I think one of the best underground comedy club in Connecticut at the Elbow Room, because it's literally underground. I can't think of any other comedy club that's underground in Connecticut. Maybe there's some other one. City Steam used to be underground. City Steam doesn't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because Funny Bone is not underground. It's like that's ground level. Stretch Factory is not underground. Comics is not underground, but the Elbow Room is underground. So it's kind of easy to be the best underground comedy club in Connecticut when you are the only club that's underground. Maybe the ones in Fairford, maybe the Stand is underground. I haven't been there, so I'm just going off my knowledge of the comedy clubs that I'm familiar with. But yeah, it's gonna be going down, man. It is bright and sunny out. The sky is the most clear that it has been in months. Maybe that's a good sign of good things to come. I know it's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. Iran has been bombed by the USA and Israel. I don't know too much about politics, but you know, of course, the people on the left, they're going to be in an uproar. Oh my God, Trump is doing it again. He's meddling in people's business. But then the people on the right are saying like Iran was trying to develop nuclear weapons, and they've been basically tyrannical against their people for so many years, and this is what the people wanted, and this is what happened. I don't know what to believe. Like, you know, for every person on the left that's saying one thing, you could find a counter to that on the right. So who knows? I don't try to get my emotions too tethered to what's going on in politics, because I'm not trying to actively be in politics. But one thing, the internet produces all types of just experts. Whenever something is going down in the news, all of a sudden everybody's an expert in that. I remember years ago, I think when the Kansas City Chiefs, they were in the Super Bowl a few years back, and I think Trump made the mistake of saying Kansas City, Kansas. But they're actually from Kansas City, Missouri. That's where the Chiefs are from. And then so many people was in an uproar and just making fun of Trump, calling him stupid, like, you don't know your geography, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, all of a sudden everybody is a geography expert, and they got straight A's in their geography class. Because I myself, for years, when I hear Kansas City Chiefs, I'm thinking Kansas. But it's actually Kansas City, Missouri. That's to me just something a casual person would know that, but all of a sudden everybody's an expert. Here's the funny thing. If you look at a map, you look at Kansas City, Missouri, you look at Kansas City, Kansas, do you know what separates those two cities? Do you know? You want to know? Would you like to know? A bridge. It's literally 5 minutes. You can walk 5 minutes or 10 minutes from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas. They are literally border cities of each other. So to me, if you're not really familiar with the geography or a true Kansas City Chiefs fan, it's easy to make that mistake. And then so many people, well, geography was my favorite subject in high school, and I know every single state, and I know all the capitals. I'm like, shut up, man. So I say that to say this: these crazy times, and whatever pops off politically, everybody all of a sudden just becomes an expert. During COVID, all of a sudden everybody was like an expert doctor and endocrinologist. You know, during politics, like during every election season, you know, with these last three really been, this is the most political activity I've seen within these since 2016 that I've ever seen people being so interested in. But at the same token, this is the most popular that social media has been. So naturally, everybody got a cell phone. Everybody has an opinion. So things are just more magnified and heightened as far as people giving their takes on what's going on in the world. But yeah, everybody's a political analyst now. You know, everybody's an expert at foreign policy. Everybody's as an expert in relationships. You dig what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. This internet will make you think everybody is perfect and an expert at Now everybody's is an expert with the whole thing that's going on with Iran and the bombings. And even though so many Iranians, I've seen the videos, they're cheering and they're happy that the real dictator is actually lives was taken. No. Some of these Americans on the left. No. These Iranians, they need a dictator there. You know, we don't care that they starving and whatever. And I'm just relaying what I'm seeing online. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really have an opinion, but one thing I will say is when one side is just constantly mad at one person, no matter what he says or what he does, and they all act the same, like the Borg from the Star Trek. I just kind of give them. I kind of give them the side eye. Everybody's a damn expert. Just make sure your bills is paid. You understand what I'm saying? If you think the government is so messed up, there's two things you can do. Actually try to make yourself a part of the government to make it change, or just leave. But just complaining all the time, I hate. Like, saying you hate 1 million times ain't gonna make the person change. And it's crazy, like the people, like we hate these politicians so much they don't even know we exist. I would never give that much money to an individual that does not know I exist, especially if my room is dirty. If your room is dirty, if you woke up in the morning and you click in, and anybody whose views opposes yours, you're leaving comments and you're a coon, you're a race trader, you're a fascist, you're a PDF file, all this stuff, but your room is dirty, like you didn't even make your bed, like you talking mad trash, because you know you can voice to text way faster than typing. So you doing a whole bunch of voice to text, getting at people that you don't know, that don't share your beliefs. You're not happy until they share your beliefs, and you using voice to text, and you haven't even brushed your teeth yet. What are your priorities, man? Like, at least gargle some salt water with peroxide and some mint leaves if you're trying to be natural, before you use your voice to text to voice your opinions against individuals that you don't know. Like, at least do that, man. At least, like, brush your teeth, like clean your bed, maybe prepare your lunch for work, maybe take a shower. You're nasty, and like people is doom scrolling and doom sharing and doing all this goofiness while they still got boogers in their eyes, man. You still got boogers in your eyes, but you want to share with the world how much you dislike a politician or a government. And we know that you dislike this government or this politician because you say it over and over and over every single day. Can we say something different? Can we do something different? If I'm looking at your page and this is hate this guy, 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 that's your world filled with hate? You don't got nothing that you love? What do you love? I love hating. Well, I guess that's, yeah. Couldn't be me. Hey, I'm just making observations. It's the same people. Whenever a lot of times, I don't even share my opinions. It just might be something that's interesting. Like my homie, Javon Clark might drop something that I like, or Rashawn Brewer. You know, it's a couple of cats that I rock with. And they may share an idea or a sentiment that I may think is interesting, that can draw some, like, a conversation to my page, so I share their joint. And, oh, you support Trump? I'm like, damn, just for wanting to start a discussion and having a conversation, we just go to the name calling? Like, does name calling really make people like behave and agree with you? Like, yo, I was like really against what you were saying, right? I didn't want to believe nothing that you had to say. But then when you called me a PDF file, a MAGA supporter, and a coon, I was like, dang, yo, you made me see the light. And I don't want to be those things no more. So I'm going to agree with everything that you believe with no research, only because you called me names. Okay, yeah, that makes a whole bunch of sense. I can switch these shades off now. Put these glasses on because we travel the South, so I can see a little bit better. That's my rant politically. What's another thing? Another thing that's going on. Jim Carrey, apparently he accepted some award in France. I forget exactly what it was called. And he did his entire speech in French. And a lot of people was like, yo, that don't look like Jim Carrey. It don't sound like Jim Carrey. And it didn't look like him. And it doesn't sound like him. It might be a clone. It could be a clone. But this is my question. Who does it benefit? Like, what's the point in cloning Jim Carrey? What's the point in cloning celebrities in general? Like, they say Gucci Mane is cloned and Jamie Foxx is cloned. These are probably, yes, they're celebrities, but these people don't move the needle as far as society or on Earth at all. They're literally just entertainers. So how does cloning them benefit anything in the world? Like, you clone somebody that actually moves the needle on the planet as a whole. You're not just cloning some random celebrity. Well, we might as well, for that, we might as well clone people and bring them back. If you're going to clone somebody, dig up Michael Jackson's DNA and clone him. You know what I'm saying? Dig up Aaliyah's DNA, clone somebody that's dead. Don't clone somebody that's already living. Man, what the hell purpose is that? So clone Elvis. Clone Dr. King. Clone Malcolm X. It's mad people you can clone. You're going to clone some, in the grand scheme of things, some average celebrities that don't influence nobody. You're going to clone somebody that makes sense. This don't make no sense. They clone Jamie Foxx. They clone Kevin Hart. What? What the hell Kevin Hart doing that's influencing the entire planet? You don't clone something that makes sense, man. They say Donald Trump is a clone. Okay, that's somebody that's influencing the world. That makes sense? No. Nah, man, they clone Morris Chestnut. They clone Tay Diggs. It's kind of hard to believe, but it's two things. There's this thing called aging, right? And like, when a human being lives for a long time, their appearance naturally changes. Like Nelly Furtado. Nelly Furtado 25 years ago used to be bony as hell, but she was a cutie pie. Now she thick, brick house thick. Nelly Furtado thick like Pinky, but with a prettier face. Oh my God, what happened to Nelly Furtado? She's not the same. I'm like, none of us, if we're fortunate to be alive and we've lived 25 years, none of us looks how we looked 25 years ago. Our skin gonna look different. We gonna weigh more weight. They thinking it's this miraculous thing. Oh my God, 25 years went by and she's heavier. She's had children and she isn't really in the limelight the way she used to be. So naturally she's gonna weigh more, and the reason why people like J-Lo don't change much after 30 years is because adrenochrome, the blood of babies? Nah, I'm just kidding. No, it's because there are doctors that do Botox. There are doctors that do facial surgeries, and some people just work out and they eat, and they are very adamant about keeping a youthful appearance as much as they can. I'm sorry to break it to you. Human beings do age, and some human beings, they are terrified of the concept of mortality, so they get plastic surgery, so they have vegan rice-like diets, so they drink the life force of infants. It's those three things. That's what it is. It's not a surprising thing. And I forget. I think I was watching Melanie something. I forget her name. A podcaster on YouTube, and she was saying there's some makeup artist in France that was taking the credit. He showed like the makeup mask, like the prosthetic mask that he used to pretend like he was Jim Carrey. I'm like, at the end of the day, who cares? Okay, Jim Carrey was cloned. And what? You found out that Jim Carrey's a clone. Are you going to get a bigger tax refund? No. Is your blood pressure going to go down? Maybe, because you're not so stressed, or you're happy that you found out that Jim Carrey is not a clone. So maybe that. Is your girlfriend going to come back, or your boyfriend going to come back to you now that you know that Jim Carrey's a clone? No. It's going to bring back your child that unfortunately died in a tragic accident? No. Is it going to change the results of the election? No. Is it going to possibly bring world peace that we found out that Jim Carrey's a clone? No. Is it going to cause a third world war now that we have definitive proof that Jim Carrey has been cloned? No. So why do we give a fuck? Why do we care about such meaningless things? Why do we care? I don't care. And the only reason why I care about people caring. It's annoying to me, but Gucci Mane was cloned. Okay, so what? That doesn't change anything in reality at all. I'm not going to start caring about clones until they start cloning using bone marrow and DNA from these graves of these famous celebrities. And when I start seeing them pop back up, reanimated with their DNA and their memories and all that, then we could talk. But this cookie cutter, maybe it's a clone, maybe it's not a clone. It's the same thing. Like, remember, for those that are old enough to remember in the 80s when they say they always seen Bigfoot, even up to this day, but it's always some grainy picture where they say, oh, we seen aliens. We got all these high definition cameras that can basically see other galaxies, but we always got these grainy ass pictures of aliens when we just don't know. It's clone stuff. It's always some grainy evidence or grainy ideas. Maybe it's Jim Carrey, maybe it's not. Maybe it's Gucci Mane, maybe it's not. Maybe it's Jamie Foxx, maybe it's not. Who knows? This shit don't benefit us at all. And now we all clone experts. Now we know. Now we got to go to Area 51. We got to take a boat to the Bermuda Triangle. We got to go to Lake Loch Ness and go to the bottom of it and discover all the secrets. And if we know what's at the bottom of Lake Loch Ness, if we actually get a high definition picture of Bigfoot, if we actually see a real alien autopsy, your credit score is still going to be 450. It's not going to change anything. You just a person that know all the secrets, but you still broke. So what does it matter? It don't matter. This episode is way more cynical than funny, but I don't care. This is what I want to vent on. This is what I want to rant about. It's probably why I'm not getting any interaction. That's cool. You know, it's definitely some meat that I want to work on. I definitely want to talk about the cynicism of people just believing in clones and becoming internet experts, and just basically me ranting about those types of things. I am a rant type comic. I don't want to get super political with it, but I could definitely complain about the goofiness of it. People being so mad. If I go online right now and say, yo, that was Jim Carrey, that ain't no damn clone. Jim Carrey just got Botox. You know how many people gonna call me a coon? I'm gonna make a status on Facebook. That was Jim Carrey. he has Botox, plastic surgery exists. Coon, you MAGA, ain't you? You gay. You a pedophile. Like, damn, I'm a pedophile just because I think Jim Carrey got plastic surgery? That is a crazy ass leap. Jesus Christ. I support MAGA because I said that Jim Carrey got some good Botox. I support Hezbollah just because I think Jim Carrey's a clone. We can go the other direction. Why are people so quick to just label people just because they don't believe what you believe? What is wrong with people, man? This is crazy, bro. And I still got irritable bowel syndrome. That's the only thing I'm concerned about, whether he's a clone or not. I want to figure out how to make my intestines work properly. That is the most important thing to me on earth beyond anything. I'm trying to figure out if I got cancer or not, which the doctor said I didn't. But I feel like they missed a few stones in there because my intestines, woo. It's more backed up in rush hour traffic. People rubbernecking an accident on the opposite side of the freeway, on the opposite direction traffic. Don't you hate that? When people be rubbernecking and you think it's an accident coming up, they looking at the other side of the highway, it's only slowing down on your side of the highway because they being nosy. I get frustrated, man. I be cussing them out. I'm the most thugged out person on earth behind the steering wheel. I'm like Nino Brown. But when I get out of my vehicle, man, Charlie Brown, man, I'm not a thug in real life. I'm only a thug within the confines of my car. Like all these internet experts is experts within the confines of their keyboard. They are keyboard students. Keyboard scholars. Yeah, this one ain't gonna get that much love. I'm ranting too much. But it's all good. I don't do this for love. If I can give a recap, let me give a recap of my show Saturday night. I still remember the jokes I did. In the beginning, I ranted because nobody brought me up. I brought myself up. So I started talking, making them laugh a little bit. And I'm like, damn, I don't even know my name. So let me give myself a proper introduction. And a lot of comedians do this. When they don't have nobody to bring them up, they bring themselves up. So they'll either go off stage and talk, or they'll just turn around on stage. So I turned around, I gave myself some credits, brought myself up. They appreciated that. Then I hopped into my set. I opened up with not trusting people that don't like pancakes. Got some decent laughs, but I felt like I was rushing it because I only had like 15 minutes. So, and this is a rookie mistake. You should never have that mentality of rushing through your set. You should just patiently do your jokes. And once you get the light, if you got to cut your shit short, like, hey, I got to go, man. You know, I'll finish this later. Or, you know what I'm saying? You should always have like a joke that's 1 minute that you can bail out on if you're in the middle of a long set and they give you the light. So I broke that rule. Like, that was a rookie mistake and me rushing through it. But I still did good. So I did the pancake joke. Then I did the jokes about delivering propane in Vermont. It wasn't really hitting too good. It was average. You know, my opening hit real good. You know, I opened up with a cheer. I opened up with cheers. I always open up with doing theme to cheers if the audience is mainly like white. So I always open up with that. Unless I'm actually the club comics, they open up with that theme music. So that joke never works there because the song already was done. You know what I'm saying? So I opened up with the cheers. That did really well. Then I moved into the pancake joke. Did okay. I did the Vermont joke. That was kind of like, you know, it had its moments, but I was rushing through it. That joke was really a joke where I really have to sell it with my facial expressions and how I'm performing it. And I performed it a bit too fast for people to really appreciate it, but it did okay. And then after that joke, I went into, once I realized like my newer stuff wasn't working the way I wanted it to for the 15 minutes I had, then I went into like how, you know, my ex broke up with me because she wanted me to wait 90 days or whatever. So I went through that, and then I went through my Model T4 car joke. That joke usually hits really hard. It hit pretty average for what it normally gets, and that kind of surprised me a little bit. So then I slid into my jokes as far as like me getting older and the different things I have to deal with as far as like as far as like my priorities changing when I get into bed. And it's like before I wanted sex, now I just want to sleep. And how like my orgasms change, and I tore my ACL in my sleep, you know, that type of stuff. Then I hopped into the Golden Girls song. That did pretty good. They're average, you know, I had them, you know what I'm saying? Did my pastrami Reuben joke. I can't believe I remember all this. I did my pastrami Reuben joke, did decent. And that was pretty much it. I closed with one of the ladies so old, if I get her pregnant by accident, she will give birth to a college graduate. That crushed, and then I brought up the headliner. But it was crazy because I was rushing trying to get to the next gig. But then they hit me up saying, we'll just get you another time. You know what I'm saying? So I came back in and we fellowship. Overall, the set was decent, but I know for a fact I could have did better if I paced myself better. Somebody tipped me, like gave me a real good tip. You know what I'm saying? Like cash wise, you know. So I made decent money on that show. Besides what I was getting paid, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much damn near I doubled my money. Like the money I was going to lose, I lost out from the gig in West Haven. I made up for it with that tip and then some. That's how cool they were. So big ups to the person that tipped me out. That was dope. But overall, it was a good deal. Like I said, I'm gonna be headlining there soon. April. It's gonna be at the end of April. You know, I'll give more details as that comes together. And yeah, man, phone is starting to ring. You know, gigs are coming together. I don't want to reveal too much until I know it's solid, until I know I got the flyers. Like I hate like promoting stuff and you know it's not even together. But I will promote that March 28th. The rent is due. Rent due comedy.eventbrite.com. I think that's the website that you can go to buy tickets for those that are in the West Hartford area. That will be in the West Hartford area. March 28th. JT Moore, myself, and Stacey Kendro will be doing our thing. And nobody interacted, but I'm glad I was able to politically rant. That was a good time. I'll holla at y'all. Hashtag everybody more great. Peace.